Coach, you guys are coming off the 13th 100-point season in franchise history, but obviously disappointing, I would imagine, being swept out of the playoffs. What from last year sticks with you the most?
Well, I think the most disappointing thing was that we didn't control what we can in order to get the result. And I think that's something that we have all prided ourselves on in my tenure here, both as coaches and as a group. And you know, I've always been a firm believer that real good teams, first and foremost, are teams that don't beat themselves. And you can beat yourself in a lot of ways. And you know, I give the Islanders a lot of credit. They were a good team. They played hard. They had a good game plan. But I just didn't feel as though, or we didn't feel as though as a coaching staff, that we controlled all the controllables to give ourselves the best chance to win. And for me, that's the one thing that I had to try to digest this summer and see if we can make sure that coming into this season that we do our best to control those things.
I know you preached that all last season to us when we would ask, why is this happening? The shorthanded goals, the odd man rushes, all those things. What's the challenge of getting players that have had so much success in this league to hear you, really hear what you're saying and what your coaching staff is saying, and then obviously put it into on the ice?
Well, that's the challenge of coaching in professional sports today, I think, is you know, it's all about building relationships with your players and trying to get your players to buy into what you're selling. And that's I think that's the most fulfilling part of coaching is that aspect of what we do. And so, you know, as I said to our coaching staff and to our players, you know, sometimes success is harder to handle than failure. And so, you know, this is an accomplished group that we have here. We're certainly very proud of what they've accomplished over the last handful of years. But we have high expectations year in and year out. And you know, whether we win a championship or not, when we set foot on the ice for that next season, this is a new season, and our expectation is to challenge once again. And when you don't live up to those expectations, and we have them ourselves, you know, it's disappointing. And no one was more disappointed than our own players and coaching staff and management team, because we believe and have those expectations of ourselves. And so, you know, my hope is that we're all a little bit vulnerable. We're all going into this season trying to heed the lessons. So that we can try to do our very best to make sure that we give ourselves the best chance to win this year.